Enola Holmes. Let's talk about it. Enola Holmes is directed by Harry Bradbeer and stars Millie Bobby Brown as the creative but rebellious sister to Sherlock Holmes. I honestly really like this one. Harry Bradbeer is able to consistently switch up his shots and create an extremely pleasant movie to watch. It's well crafted, clean cut, and beautiful visually. The movie follows Enola Holmes, the much younger sister to Sherlock and Mycroft. She's been homeschooled by her mother, Helena Bonham Carter. This is despite her brother's wishes, and mostly kept away from the outside world. They really want her to grow up to be womanly, find a husband. There's themes of this throughout the whole movie. Despite this, she has incredible wit and a cunning ability to decipher puzzles. The plot really picks up when her mother mysteriously vanishes. The movie then diverges into two separate mystery plots, one involving the mother's mysterious disappearance and the other involving a murder-for-hire investigation of sorts. This murder for hire involves her love interest, the young Lord Tewkesbury, played by Louis Patridge. So we have a love story and two investigation plots all going on at once. Because of this, the plot does get a little complicated, especially when you throw in the addition of the Holmes brothers, played by Henry Cavil and Sam Claffin. Now everyone plays their role pretty damn well, I'd say, but Millie Bobby Brown gets 90% of the screen time, and she controls this movie. And it's a make or break performance because of this. She absolutely body slams it. She's able to keep the story consistently entertaining, most notably in the dialogue-heavy scenes where a Wart's performance really could have drowned the movie. But she's charming, funny, and incredibly talented. It really can't be denied at this point. She has some stumbles. I'm not saying it's the greatest performance of all time, but she was asked to do a lot and she succeeded in the whole movie. The burden of comedy and interesting conversations falls almost entirely onto Millie Bobby Brown. The rest of the characters are pretty bland overall. Millie Bobby Brown's Enola has to make a joke every 5 minutes. This is part of her character. Even in extremely high-risk situations where, somebody's pointing a gun at her or a hitman's chasing her, she'll still get her quippy little snap in there. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't love it. Those jokes always kind of seem forced to me, but for the most part, her one-liners play. The writers also made a decision to have Enola break the fourth wall in this movie. I thought it was an excellent touch and works very well specifically in the detective genre. She would kind of look at the camera and explain a situation or explain her thought process, and I really appreciated that. She also makes it work because she delivers the lines so well. The casting of Henry Cavill as Sherlock is an interesting one. As for a full-length Sherlock movie, I don't think I would have chosen him, but as a secondary character with only, say, 15 minutes of screen time, his look works very well. He didn't take very much away from Enola, which I appreciated, but I'd be very interested in how their chemistry is in a follow-up movie. My negatives of the movie fall mostly on the plot from a detective movie standpoint. It didn't really have the excitement I was hoping for in its mysteries. The mother's disappearance was fine, but goes largely unanswered. I also wasn't really on the edge of my seat, the stakes weren't high enough. Lastly, when watching a detective movie, I expect clever writing and how the cases are solved. It's an art, the clues need to be obvious enough for the audience to get it, but tricky enough for us to be impressed when the detective solves it. Sherlock seemed to be pretty inept as a detective the whole movie. He would take weeks to put together a piece that seemed pretty obvious once he explained it. That's a miss in the writing. But also when Enola solves the crimes, it feels like the writers handed her the answer, as opposed to a character being clever enough to solve the mystery. Basically, it just wasn't believable when she connects the dots. I'm going to give Enola Holmes a 7.7. I really liked Millie Bobby Brown's performance, and I appreciated the fresh take on the Sherlock Holmes franchise. I'd be interested in a sequel, and I think they have a lot of room to play with Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill teaming up as brother and sister combo.